Oh, when my brother and I, received the call that we were going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I mean, it's one of those things you don't set out to do, as a kid, that you want to be in the Hall of Fames and have that type of career. Those are just dreams. You're too busy trying to get better. You're too busy running and sprinting and lifting and playing and traveling the miles. But when it comes at the end of, of a long career, junior career, a collegiate career, and a pro career, it's overwhelming.
Being inducted with my brother, it's a family sport, and I think about my brother, I think about my hero, I think about my best friend, and I also think about my whole family. Mom, Dad, Rachel, Rebecca. We were traveling state by state, tournament by tournament, but winning the French and having the career with a brother like Luke in particular, who is the greatest role model a human being could have, to do this with him is a dream come true.
It truly is, because the rankings that you had to climb and the people that you had to get through, and you look at the people that are in the Hall of Fame now, from the Todd Martins, the Victor Amayas, the legendary players that have succeeded through this section, you've got to be a baller. And to me, it's an unbelievable honor, not just for Murphy and I look at it as a family honor, because my sisters played the Grand Slam level, and my parents just insisted that this was going to be a sport that we all played. And you talk about a sport for a lifetime, but it's a sport for a family, and it was for us. Well, we have the greatest celebration in Grand Slam history. A lot of people, like Bjorn Borg, would go to his knees. Pat Catch goes up into the crowd, and Roger Federer lays on the ground, or Rafa rolls around in the clay. And I said, well, if we win, we're really into big time wrestling. I know it's a shocker to everybody, but I said, I'll body slam Murphy on the court. It will be the greatest celebration of all time.
2 points before winning the French, I'm serving for it. I don't think I've lost my serve in 2 weeks, and I say to my brother, whatever you do, don't hurt me. That flashed in my head that he was going to go Hulk Hogan on me and pin me to the ground of the red clay and make my outfit all dirty. And he says, what are you talking about, man? We haven't won anything yet. And then I proceed to double fault twice, get really tight, and I'm facing break point down. I hit the best shot of my life, and then we eventually win. Arms go up, we go to hug each other, and he embraces me and clips me with his elbow, cracks my jaw.
I broke his jaw at the French Open. So as we're walking up to the net, he can't feel his face, it's all numb. I think he may have had a concussion, because he was all over the place, but he could use a lot of colorful language pointed at me. And if you see any doubles championship in the history of tennis, you'll see there's one guy holding one side of the trophy and the partner holding the other side of the trophy, and it's a very happy moment. But you won't find a picture where it's Murphy holding the trophy up like he just won it all by himself, and I got to touch the trophy with 3 fingers. I'm reaching up, I can barely touch the trophy, and that was my French Open experience.
I think tennis will always be part of my life because it's a family sport. I think beyond the tennis with my family, my immediate family, my son Billy and I played the father-son nationals a couple times, and that was as cool as winning the French Open. To be able to be with a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old son and to share the game with them. And hopefully I'll play until my last shot, my last breath.
You each get your own this time.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Yeah, you can have the corner. No, take the corner. You can change your mind right now. You have a chance right now to change your mind. Thank you. If this is... No, we just take what to do?
Okay, Murphy, we're going to do your brother first.
All right, all right.
Alphabetic. Think of it that way.
That's right, that's right. Should I sit in?
Oh.
Yeah.
You sit down? All right, grab
Sit
a
down.
pillow, everybody.
All right. Madam President, it is my pleasure to present on behalf of the Hall of Fame Committee Luke Jensen for enshrinement into the Hall of Fame.
I have to read these official words now. Luke Jensen, as president of the USTA Midwest section, and with the power vested unto me, it is my pleasure to induct you into our Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Which way are we going to do this?
Well, he's going to do his
The speech?
acceptance.
Okay.
Okay, speak.
Okay.
Speak.
I just want to know, Coach Furman, what are you thinking right now? Because on anybody on the planet, when you were endorsing us to the Nationals way back in the day when we had hair and we were thinner and all that stuff, you must have, there's no way that the Jensen brothers were going to be standing here. No way. It's amazing. But it truly is an honor. The video was unbelievable. You guys did an unbelievable job because a lot of that stuff isn't even real. But it's fantastic. I mean, this is our section. Where's Northern Michigan? Yes, Northern Michigan, you made it. From the Yukon, yes. That's my district. That's it. And one of the neat things coming out of the Northern Michigan district compared to anywhere else in the world, maybe Siberia, from the town that we're from, Ludington, Michigan, we had to go north to the district tournament up in Petoskey. And on the way, you stop in Cadillac. And you stop in Cadillac because there was a bear there at a gas station. And that was the big, it wasn't playing the tournament, it was you got a chance to feed the bear. Ice cream, and the bear was right, Rebecca? It was amazing. It was part of the whole deal. So anytime you go to a tournament and get to hang out with a bear at a service station, it's a pretty interesting and unique way of getting through the game. But when I think of this game, I think of so many different facets. I think of it more not as an individual game. You hear this all the time. Tennis is a great sport because it's an individual game. You don't have to worry about teammates like in other sports and basketball and football. I don't think of it that way. I think of it more of a relationship game. And when you're starting to be introduced to the game, the relationship you have with the tennis racket, your first grip, and back in the day it was only a continental grip. There were no westerns and topspin. It was a continental grip. And the relationship with the racket and the relationship with the ball and the relationship with just the same principles into improving the game today to a beginner. Back bounce hit. Back bounce hit is when your first thing, they give you a racket, put the continental grip in your hand, get your racket back, let the ball bounce, and then you hit it. Now, I wasn't very good at where it went. It went over the fence, it went to the side, went in the bottom of the net, went kind of everywhere. But you just start hitting the ball and you get a relationship with the ball. Go over the wall, hit 100, hit 200. Gene Hoxie, to me, was our Michigan, kind of patriarch of how to develop into a consistent player. And if you start looking at the relationship you have with the game, with the pressure, the competition, the relationship with the people you play against, the relationship with people you lose to, and the relationship as you start developing this sport and this knowledge, it just grows and grows. And to me, that is what really is the secret to this sport, the relationship that you continue to grow with not only your skill, but your family and your community and your section, your district, your nation, and the global game. And then I always, and like Murphy said in the video, I truly believe that it was always our family game. And I remember the most specific tournament in our family's calendar was traveling down 31, just take 31 south, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're in South Bend. And it's Memorial Day, and it's the Pie Cipher. And the Pie Cipher was huge for us because mom and dad could play, my sisters could play, Murphy could play, the community could play. We would just pack people in the van. People who had tennis rackets, they could use tennis rackets, didn't matter. But we're going to the Pie Cipher. And then you'd play. It's beautiful. Notre Dame campus in the shadow of the Golden Dome. I mean, it was fantastic. And you'd win and you'd lose, but it was our family game. Is what I tried to understand as I started to improve and play other tournaments, whether it was playing with Murphy, playing with my sisters, getting a chance to play father-son things with my dad and being on the court with my mom and just all these things, that relationship and that family connection with tennis, because it's co-gender. All of our Grand Slams, no other sport can touch us. We're the only sport that has 4 Super Bowls a year, that on the same time, same court, same competition, same date, we can roll out Venus, Serena, Roger, and Rafa, and all of the legends at that same time. Gender equity, equal prize money, it's fantastic. That is our secret formula, that connection. And for us, it was the family. And when you look at the French Open, it's fantastic. I'm very proud of that. Being an American to win on red clay, it was unbelievable. But to me, you're laughing. This guy who plays one French Open and he wins it, and then he gets the semis of the mixed doubles, and he says, this game's too easy. But I do want to say, to me, that the French was an amazing accomplishment. But me personally, I had a chance to play all the Grand Slams with Murphy, got a chance to play mixed doubles with my sister Rachel at the US Open, and then Wimbledon with my sister Rebecca. So I got to play Grand Slam tennis with every sibling in my family. And then probably my proudest accomplishment, it was in 1996 when all 4 of us were able to play in the main draw of the Australian Open. So my sisters played, my brother and I played, and so it's the family game. And I always feels the game of opportunity. We talk about, everybody here has a tennis story. Everybody here has a tennis journey. And for me, when I look at not just people in this room, not just people in this country, not just people on the globe who play this game, we all have these interesting journeys of opportunity because of tennis. Whether you become a tennis professional, a teaching professional, the impact we have on the next generation. My nieces and nephews are playing now, different capacities, but they still have that relationship with the sport. And there was one time in this whole journey when we were all playing, we come from a town of 8,000 people, Ludington, Michigan. And at one time in the mid-90s, one sister, Rebecca, was playing in Brazil, playing a pro tournament in Brazil. Her twin, Rachel, was playing in Australia. Murphy was playing in Africa, Nigeria, right? Yeah, there you go. What was that amusement park you were?
Okada Wonderland.
Okada Wonderland, yes. You had iguana or something in your room?
I had been handcuffed because my paperwork wasn't right.
That's right, handcuffed.
Never heard of Ludington, Michigan.
He was actually handcuffed at the airport. So he's in Africa, and I was playing in Europe. A family of 6, 4 kids, and we're, just because of tennis, the opportunity to see the world. And when I talk to kids who are looking at playing performance tennis and, where they want to go, I always ask them, what is your relationship with the game? Why do you play? How do you win? How do you lose? Do you understand those concepts? Or does mom and dad honestly just drop you off at the courts and you're just really not sure why you're there and what's going on? Because if you don't really understand that defining understanding of this opportunity, you're never going to reach your full potential. And then finally, I truly believe this global game of ours, it's America's game. If there's one thing that really ticks me off is that we seem to have lost our confidence on the global stage. We're doing fine. American tennis will always be the greatest country in the world in this sport. And it's just not my opinion. These are the facts. Well, we won more Grand Slams than any other country. More singles Grand Slams, more doubles Grand Slams, more mixed doubles Grand Slams, more Olympic medals, more Davis Cups, more Fed Cups. How many more competitions do you need? We'll win. And even though think about in the generation now where we feel that American tennis is down, are you sure? Because Venus and Serena are on the Mount Rushmore of the game. We got the GOAT. And by the way, Serena was born in Saginaw, Michigan. Put her in the Hall of Fame next year. Yes. And so, I want to close with this, that never, ever feel that the Spanish way is better, or back in the 80s and 90s, the Swedes were doing it, and then the Germans, and whoever's coming up with the next Roger Federer. That's fantastic. But in the end, we have more resources, more drive, more determination. And our strength is within the districts like Northern Michigan, in the sections like the Midwest, because we will do the things that it will take to get the kids out from the high schools, the elementary schools, get them in the parks, get them in the country clubs, and play. This is our strength. And never stop believing in yourself. Thank you.
Don't leave the stage.
I don't know what to say. Okay, Mark.